integrity. It was.
Hello everyone. Now I'll be talking to you regarding a very important topic, that is porphyria. And in this, I'll be covering all the subspecialties which are relevant to this topic. So first of all, let's learn what the basic definition of porphyria. First of all, they are rare. They're not very common diseases. Number two, they are inherited disorders. That means some family history will be there of heme bios metabolism. The most important is heme metabolism. Well, when a heme metabolism undergoes a lot of biochemical steps, and if it is halted or stopped at any level, that build up the precursor molecule very definitely. Let us say these lot of steps are there, and it is being blocked at this particular step. So definitely all precursors level will increase. And ultimately it is heme molecule is getting made. This will not be made. Why? Because precursor, because there is a block. Or you can say, there's a traffic jam is there. I'm going to show the next slide. So the precursor molecule, they are toxic to various organs. The precursor molecule which we are talking about, they are toxic and they are going to produce a lot of symptoms, and details I will be talking to you in the coming slides. So this is a classical scene that we come across sometime. It's a big road, traffic going on, and police has put a barricade. So the road is like this. Police has put a barricade here. So what happened? Traffic goes slow and the whole traffic gets jammed. Exactly same thing happened in porphyria also. The precursor molecules are accumulated and they are toxic, and they are going to produce the clinical features in various type of porphyrias. Now, they are partial enzyme deficiency. They are not complete. That's why the process of synthesis of heme will be reduced. It will not be total block, but it will reduce. They are usually autosomal dominant. I told you they are inherited disorder. All except congenital erythropoietic porphyria, which is autosomal recessive, is a very important exam question. Now, one more characteristic feature of porphyria are their low penetration in the order of 25%. Okay, only 25%, and that's why there's the importance of environmental factor in the disease expression. Although the disease itself is dominant, but penetration is only 25%. So now environmental factors are going to play a very important role in the pathophysiology or in the occurrence of disease. Now these two categories are divided into two categories, hepatic or erythropoietic. This all depends whether the major site of the disease is in the liver, it is hepatic, or it is the erythropoietic if the disease is in the RBCs. Now factor which can precipitate acute attack of porphyria: alcohol, starvation, or drugs. The mnemonic is alcohol, starvation, drug, AST. Out of this is a single most important. Drugs also which stimulate cytochrome 450. This is again a very important point. In addition, exogenous estrogen, hepatitis C, or excess of iron intake, they are some of the important precipitating. Out of this single most exam point of view is alcohol. Now drugs causing porphyria, there's a huge list is there. Is it essential to remember these? Not at all. Is it possible to remember? Not at all. But don't forget these. Now look into this: estrogen, progesterone, tamoxifen, testosterone, something related to sex hormone. And then sulfa. So don't forget 2S, sulfa and sex hormones. Of course, huge list is there, but don't forget these two. At least don't forget this. Or this can be asked as oral contraceptive pills. Something question will relate to OCP also. I hope the things have been made much easier for you. Now, it is essential to understand the biochemistry, without which you will never understand what porphyria is. Well, it's a really dangerous table, difficult to remember, but don't worry, I'll make it very, very simple for you. But first, let me make it clear to you. How this heme synthesis occurs, it start from succinyl coenzyme A. It combined with glycine. Enzyme involves ALA synthase, and this is the most important, is a rate limiting enzyme, and that make delta amino levulinic acid. If this enzyme activity is reduced, so what happen? This succinyl coenzyme A and glycine will not combine. That is the basic pathophysiology of sideroblastic anemia. So in sideroblastic anemia, we want this enzyme activity should be increased. We want more and more increased activity of ALS synthase so that reaction proceed and sideroblastic anemia is benefited. And remember, in this step we need B6. In this step we need B6. That's why B6 is a very, very important cofactor for ALS synthase. That's why B6 is a very important treatment of sideroblastic anemia. Now you'll be surprised why I'm laying so much of stress on this point. Although the topic is porphyria, this is the reason soon you'll come to know. So let me make it clear by removing this thing so that you can see better. Yeah. Now we proceed further. Well, so let's again go back to normal. Delta amino levulinic acid being fade, what we call as ALA. It is converted into porphobilinogen. This is converted into uroporphyrogen 3, hydroxybilane. This is converted to uroporphyrogen 3, coproporphyrogen 3, protoporphyrogen 9, and protoporphyrin. And finally, it is converted into, it combined with ferrous iron to make heme. Well, can we make it simple? Yes. Look into this. Now it is easy for you. Now I have removed all enzymes. I've just look into this. Succinyl coenzyme A, B6, delta amino levulinic acid, porphobilinogen, hydroxy methylbilane, uroporphyrogen 9, 3, coproporphyrogen 3, protoporphyrin, and that is going to heme. Now I have a mnemonic for you, lovely mnemonic. Some great doctors prescribe high, unlimited, copious phenobarbital. Oh, very simple, very simple. So now you can very easily remember it, right? Now little bit more. This reaction is occurring in mitochondria, and the final step of making heme is getting made in the mitochondria. Rest all these steps are in the cytoplasm, right? With this background, we move further. So again go back to this slide. Well, when this enzyme hydroxymethylbilane synthase, if this enzyme is deficient, this will lead to acute intermittent porphyria. Let me make it bigger one. If so, I'll call as step 1. Step 1 is this enzyme is involved. Step 2, if this enzyme is not there. Remember, porphyria are the partial deficiency of any enzyme. So we get step 2, we get CEP, that is congenital erythropoietic porphyria. Then step 3, if this enzyme is not there, so we get porphyria cutanea tarda. If this enzyme is not there, then we get heredity coproporphyria HCP. Then if this enzyme is not there, we get variegated porphyria, and finally ferrochelatase is not there, that lead to EPP. Well, that justified my statement that in porphyria any of the enzyme may be deficient, partial deficiency is there. So can we have a mnemonic? Yes, for we have a mnemonic for this also. So sequence, step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all acute intermittent porphyria, congenital erythropoietic porphyria, porphyria cutaneous tarda, have hereditary porphyria, variable variegated porphyria, and presentation protoporphyria are lovely pneumatic. All congenital porphyria have variable presentation. So again, go back, you can very well easily, you can see 1, 2, 3. So all congenital porphyria have variable expression, okay, presentation protoporphyria. So lovely mnemonic for easy to remember, right? Now ultimately what we are finding, again go back to basics. So what I told you, precursor molecule are toxic, okay. This porphobilinogen or delta aminolevulinic acid is a highly toxic molecule. This molecule, like in now out of these 6, I gave you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In the exam, they are going to ask you only 1 and 3. These 2 will be there in all the exam throughout the world. Whichever exam you appear, there will be one question on either AIP or PCT. These are not at all important. So what I want to convey the message is focus your energy on 1 and 3. Others you can even skip also. But basic little bit you should know. At least what enzyme deficiency is there. But of course, this is the most important. When we say porphyria, they are, if not mentioned, it is understood they are talking about AIP. Again, let me make it clear for you to so better understanding of subject, you can look into this. So just now we learned that in case of AIP, this enzyme will be deficient. With the result, this level will be very high and this level will be high. Why? They are the precursor molecule. This molecule is a dangerous molecule. So let's talk more about this molecule. So, as I told you, the ALA is a dangerous molecule which is going to destroy the neurons and brain. Now, heme and glucose, they reduce the synthesis of ALA synthase. Well, again, go back. This enzyme is inhibited by heme and glucose. If this enzyme will be inhibited, so definitely this will cause reduce ALA synthesis. That's what we wanted. We don't want ALA should be there. Okay, issue otherwise it will accumulate and cause damage, especially in acute attack of porphyria. We want to give heme and glucose so that this activity reduce. With the result, ALA level will be reduced. That's a basic idea why we will treat the case acute attack with heme or glucose. So it reduces the synthesis of HLA synthase. Cytochrome 450 break down many drugs. So synthesis of ALA synthase is increased by many of the same chemicals that induce cytochrome 450 in the endoplasmic reticulum of the liver. That's why those drugs which stimulate cytochrome 450 are going to precipitate porphyria. Well, how we classify? There can be acute intermittent porphyria, so-called AIP. It's a hepatic porphyria, cutaneous, and both acute and cutaneous porphyria are the 3 ways we classify. So acute neurological features only, AIP, acute intermittent porphyria, then acute and cutaneous, both neurological and cutaneous, heredity and variegated porphyria, and finally porphyria cutaneous, only skin manifestation, PCT, congenital erythropoietic porphyria and erythropoietic porphyria. Out of these 6, these and this are the most important. Don't forget these 2. Again, repeating second time. In all the exams throughout the world, you'll be getting one question from either from AIP or PCT. All others are not important. Okay, you can even have a little less knowledge, but these 2 topics you should know. very well, and this I'll be talking in more detail in the part 2 of the porphyria. So a quick recap of the last minute revision point. The porphyria, the rare disorder of heme biosynthetic pathway. Precursor molecules are toxic to various organs, especially ALA, delta aminolevulinic acid. The dominant mode of inheritance is there except congenital erythropoietic porphyria, which is recessive, and the precipitating factor are alcohol, starvation drug. The mnemonic is AST. Thank you very much.